Hey, good afternoon, team. Eh. I like how Moose changed his name. I didn't actually ever tell him that. I liked how you managed to fit in your and keep your Moose cannon. So, yeah. So we're looking at Garden of Terror. So this map here tends to be one about wind conditions and making sure that we're able to actually find wind conditions on the map. Like I said, people, you've seen it a lot in CCL Pro lately, and a lot of the people that do that play it very macro oriented, as well as very heavy on globals and camps and split pushing. So right now, when I look at both teams, obviously we don't really have macro globals on either team. Probably they got banned out or whatever. Um, but we we have potentially two solo laners between the Hammer and the Blaze. We have a melee minion to level 4, so we'll see how well or when Moose eventually becomes a taunt. And Jaina can be camper. Just the main problem with Jaina is that you only have one Blizzard. It's the Jaina problem. It's not that you can play anything wrong. Just Jaina has a Blizzard. Is it on the camp? Is it on the building? What is it on? So you got to pick one. Okay, so Varian solo soaking, that's fine. You guys don't want to do anything aggressive. I actually really like this Harkin. If you can, there you go. I actually, as I said, like it's very clever to actually try and do it from here, so that way you're not missing from lane for too long. And then, of course, I thought doing this poor camp as slow as possible, just Jaina things. Of course, doing up here, so it all looks good. I guess before I go too much further, that I said we talked about win conditions. What is your team's win condition? If I had to guess, based on how the heroes are picked or played, we are very team fighty with a late game potential macro type of style. Obviously, anytime you take Varian, you're probably more team fight. You can be objective based, but Varian almost never fits into a macro. He just doesn't have wave clear. You guys are playing a little bit towards late. Varian does get a huge power spike once he gets banner, and then the level 20 banner. Um, Jaina gets some good damage. You guys are into some really strong late game heroes, and so this might make things a little challenging because their composition is also team fight, right? They have Zeratul, they have Orphea, they want to fight you. They have Gazlo, they want to wombo combo fight you. So you have a very telegraphed engage anytime Varian charges somebody. So yeah. This is almost would be better if somehow you could pull or get someone out of this combo. Because, like, I don't know if Zeratul goes VP here or not, but if they land their whole wombo combo on you, there's nothing that we can do. Like, Lucio might be able to get a sound barrier off to help prevent the one shot, and then that would give you enough time for a bunker to come down and other stuff. This is a tough one since I believe they have a little bit better macro than you do right now, just because they have both Rehgar and Orphea. Rehgar can solo a lot of the camps. Zeratul can cut off rotations and be annoying. Gazlo can camp if he takes the talents, and then Mei can, wave clear about a little better than better than Varian. So we'll kind of see how it goes or what people do. But just opening thoughts on that and the two win conditions, and we'll see if we're different or if I'm wrong on our win condition and how we play it. Got fours, that's fine. Hover, siege, and taunt. That's all correct. Side. Hold on. So this might be our first mistake. So this is something where, like, this is like a tech. And so I wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, you purposely should have known this tech. But if you're going to be playing into Zeratul or anyone else that potentially is going to be getting on you, Jaina, take that Frost Armor. Like, yes, it gives you armor, which you might be saying, how does it help me with magic damage? The biggest part is that if they hit you, they instantly get a chilled stack. And so that means that you're going to get bonus damage on them, and potentially when you hit 13 or 16, you can take the root. And so if they dive you and they hit you, you just quickly E, and that's a free root onto whoever just dove you. So if this Zeratul ends up going Wrath of the Nathrezim or something, and he like blinks around a whole bunch and is going in and out, like even when he jumps on you and hits you with an auto attack, he becomes slowed. And so as much as you probably do need mana, like this one is probably what you will need to survive in team fights. So it's gonna be a tough one because like yes, you're gonna have mana problems, which means like running around doing macro things is gonna be hard. But I do believe that that's the right talent here. So we'll see how it pans out. Keep moving. We're doing camps. They're currently up one camp. Oh no. We have same camps, just they did the hard and we did the 2 easies. I'm still holding the lane. We have 3 people top. Okay. Seed is on their side. You need to make a decision, macro-wise, what you want to do as soon as you see the first seed spawn. Because if you want to split push, you need to be in position split pushing and having someone that can stall to help camps. If you want to fight for the seed, do you really want to fight for the seed on their side of the map? And so it becomes this kind of weird tug of war of what's the most favorable seed and then what makes sense to attack and invade. And so as you go through the seeds, one of the things that you can do is you can, instead of just forcing on their side, you can wait for the seeds to become neutral in your side. So I don't know if you guys know this, similar to Cursed Hollow, every seed pattern has, every first seed of 6 tells you where the next ones are going to spawn. So since this seed just spawned here, we know that the next seed is going to go here. And then once it's here, it's going to go here. So you know the 3 seeds based on the first one. So I don't recall 100% if the next one's random or not, but it makes the spike going the other direction. So after this seed here, it will be either their side or your side top right, and then whichever one it is, it makes the spike again. And so it goes down to the bottom one in the middle, and then spikes back up to the top. So you essentially have the 2 mountain ranges that are the 6 seeds. We'll have to check and see if it's the same every time after the 3rd, but you can plan for that. So seeing that that first seed spawned on their side and you guys timed this camp, like, I really like this. In my opinion, Hammer should be up here pushing with this camp. Right? Like, if we're going to play the macro-focused game, let's macro. Let's push this. Like, let's force them to answer. Because Gazlowe, as good as he is at wave clear, like, he really can't wave clear that for free. You guys are going to get a wall or something there. And so, like, Authok can be down here clearing, that's fine. And then that leaves Lucio and Varian. And because they don't have any point-and-click stuns, these 2 guys might be able to get a couple stalls. Just because Lucio has movement speed around the walls to be annoying and to be able to get a stall or 2. And so if you guys do like a joint effort, have like Varian right here, and like Lucio play on these walls, or either way, Lucio and Varian, just don't overcommit to where you die, but feel free to like harass and poke them while Blaze and Hammer push, or you can go full stall and bring Blaze down. And Blaze can stall with oil and fire from over the wall. Like, Blaze can stand here and throw oils and then light them on fire. So, either way, just make sure that we have a plan for the macro of how we want to do this when stuff pops. When we're grabbing our seeds and grabbing what we do, especially when it's on their side. Because you won't be able to contest this easily. They can, run back and get to a area of safety easier. They have a tap closer. So, they have 2 taps closer. Right? Like, just when it's on their side, it's harder to cap. And so, yes, we have Varian Jaina for a blow-up, but if we're trying to blow them up and force a fight on their side, Blaze can't be up here. Blaze needs to come down. So, that's all. So right now, they get the seed for free. We weren't in position. We were too busy wave clearing. So, once again, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. I don't think you can win this seed just making sure that we're ahead of where we need to be so that way we get value out of it. They committed 2 people here. They had Orphea mid. I don't know where Zeratul is, but like they've already committed resources to where the person that can stun you early game is Mei. And Zeratul can't delete anyone early game, and Rhaegar's got Slow Totem. So Slow Totem is a pain, yes. But you saw that where people were enough to where Lucio can zoom, zoom, zoom and be able to get a poke or 2 there. So, okay, so we're split pushing. Core's working it. They show up, and Core's out. Well done. Okay, so we're going to split push middle with the hammer. This taunt is to peel for the hammer. Not sure if you need the armor, but that's okay. We're getting the tower. They're diving core. Getting damage. It's looking good. Jaina's rotating up. Zeratul was bottom. Zeratul might be coming to you guys. So once again, seed's on your side. 15 seconds. So since it's on your side, you definitely want to be prepared for it. So make sure that you leave your waves in a nice place and you set up. Which, look at that, we're already doing it. Hammer's already set up where we want to be. If Hammer's trying to pull the minions, just trying to help clear him. Okay, this is good bodyguarding here. So we're a little split. We got Hover Siege now. Trying to force a fight. We did get the Rhaegar through our taunt, which is well done. And then we don't really want to chase anymore. This is good zoning. This is good zoning. So, perfect. Well done. That's why I said that's why you don't really want to fight on the enemy's side, just because it's harder to get in. No taunt there. That's okay. We're still sieging, still pushing. We're down a little bit on XP, but that's just because we don't have their, I think, their +1 camp on us right now. Oh, no, they're not. I can always check that. I have the power now that I have the right UI up. So, you guys are behind just a little bit on minions. Okay, no big deal. So, yeah, it's probably just a wave up here. Yep. So, yeah, you guys are pretty much even Steven. Any weird talents yet? Nope. I'm guessing this is Q build because you were worried about being blinded, so you didn't take the auto attack talent. That's fine. And then if you took the Q, you thought you'd take more Qs. Sure. I don't think it really matters that much. We did take Ice Fury 1 though, which is good. That's what we need. Incinerator Gauntlets. That's your PvE. Okay, and then you take Spell Power Reduction. Perfect. Okay. Looking good. Seal gets out. Odd Thought does not get out. Our team's now here trying to respond. We're fighting kind of disjointed. Let's quickly look at that. What happened here? So... Okay. So we just took this camp. We found Zeratul. Okay, so we just rotated dangerously. And then Odd Thought got stuck. Okay. Yep, that's unfortunate. So yeah, they were looking for an invade, and we rotated into them. So, I'd say the only other thing we could have done is, while we're taking this camp here, making sure that we get it done a little bit faster, or just be in Hover Siege and shooting it from range. We pretty much can't contest this seed just because of Jaina being dead. It's the neutral seed, unfortunately. So like I said, when you go to count your seeds, it's going to be the different versions, right? So let's see. They're going to rotate up to Hammer here soon, so we got to watch out for that. We're trying to get wave clear. Hark's trying to just cover mid still. Top's coming. So, like, I guess we took Bullet? We took Bullet because we were going to be so far split pushed that we can blow up someone from halfway across the map? I don't know. I don't know if I like this.
Actually, I took BFG for team fight damage there because I felt it would help be a little bit more impactful in team fights, especially if we have a taunt target locked down and they clump so much, rather than taking Napalm, which I know is better for the macro. Like you said, we did do a little bit of team fight, so I chose BFG for that reason.
Okay. like I said, like it does burst damage. You're right. Like that's not a problem. Like it does 700 damage, right? So like it is burst. It's just the weird part for me here is I'm like, what's if we're doing a team fight win condition, it's I'm like in between the taunt and the blaze stun, like our single target person is probably dead just from Jaina's follow up, and then like that's why I'm like, are we trying to global follow up? Like we'll see how it plays. Like it
No,
might, yeah.
no, it's more just because they have a decent amount of reliable disengage between Rhaegar's cleanse, May's slide out, and Zeratul teleport
Mhm.
that I can probably follow up with a BFG from a little longer distance
Mhm.
safely.
Yeah. Okay, I dig it. So you can kind of see there from that pattern I was talking about earlier. It was down here, and now it's up here in this spike. So I said it keeps doing the spike pattern. So let's see here. Zeratul's on the back. Oh, hello. Did no one see him? That was
No,
three
we saw
people.
him behind us and we
Mhm.
did call it out.
Okay, but we're trying to taunt. We're trying to get in position for the seed. I see that. This is good damage on him, I thought. There you go. Well done. So I'm like, he can't. It's illegal for him to walk through all 5 of you. So now that they're dead, they have to give. It's not their ideal either. So yeah,
Highly illegal.
yeah. So here's the ice wall. So here's their wombo combo, right? Like I said, that's you can see it. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They went all those ults. They went crushing jaws. They went. Yep. Okay. Ice wall missed. I love this taunt moose. I don't know if you were doing it to stop the wombo combo or just Gazla was in out of position, but like I love this taunt because it does stop the wombo combo. And oh my gosh, your guys' damage is nuts there. Yep, well done. Yep, I'm glad we went sound barrier. Way to use the bunker to be proactive. Yeah, we need to leave though. Okay, we're good to go. Sweet. 2-2. Got our seeds, got our stuff. We did have to sacrifice a little bit of bottom wall here, but obviously 3 of 3 seed, you have to make choices, and that's unfortunate, but we got our kill. So we need to recover on the macro side of the map here now. They're back to full strength. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you saved him. Okay, but that lived. So we just got to be careful on our rotations. That's twice that Zertul's just been kind of sharking, and later in the game, yeah, you see he's down here. Oddthot's just dead here, 100%. Oh, 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 what? 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 Oh my gosh. Zertul almost killed himself there with the tower. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, this is the another part of the Jaina problem. Like Jaina can't safely clear things like without vision, and so we sent like we're getting pressure mid here. So it's like, but like we're trading a fort for mid wall siege, and then now that the seed is on our side here, we don't have the like safety net that we had before to be able to like come and get a tap or like have structures. Now they can flank from the other side here if they need to and not have a punishment for retreating. So well, so 3 of 3 our side, we have to play now towards this side, which is what we'll do. But and that bottom camp still didn't get answered, so that bottom camp is finally dead. There we go. That's right. Orphea dies. You stayed too long. Well done. Cool. All right, that evens things up. This should be your seed. Outside of a wombo combo. Gazel's pushing top, so you know they've given you the seed. So now that you know they've given you the seed, what is the seed? How do we want to do this? Right? You can see you just took the seed. They're on 2 camps. You kind of have the hammer gimp problem where you can't really rotate fast. So you probably won't be able to like cut over and zoom and invade this camp. But what is the ideal, lane structuring here? What do we want to get off of this turn in? Anyone? There's lots of people in comms today. So anyone have an idea? Either what's the priority building or what is your strategy here for trying to take down?
I think the ideal what we were going for was the 3-man push mid while Course push top, so we can open up 2 forts now that we have the walls down in both lanes. And just try and get as much value and create as much pressure away from bottom lane as we can, so we can sort of have bottom lane start to even out.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember, or does anyone on the team remember how the Garden of Terror loses health? Right? Because every mechanic that walks actually loses health differently. They
Yeah,
also
so this one, it's based on things that it hits and kills, right?
yes, it's based on the number of times it auto attacks. So Spider
Yeah,
Queen, it's like that one is a problem because it's based on how far it walks. Every second it walks, it loses health. The plant
yeah,
loses health when it auto attacks. So if we wanted to get any value out of bottom, right, like this needs to be cleared.
yeah,
So it's like, so you don't have to, right? Like I'm cool if the game plan is mid and top, perfect. But just know that we're doing mid and top, and they don't care about bottom either, right? Like they can commit all of their resources to mid and top because we have a lane so far pushed back that the plant's gonna kill this stuff, and then there's
yeah.
XP that we're not gonna get. Which once again, you give and take. You don't need to grab every single XP globe. We don't have a global to be able to like, okay, Falstead, catch that soak, and then join us for the team fight mid. So
Yeah.
so, okay, I dig it. I like the idea of pushing the things that aren't structured. So that way you can take advantage of the potted plant and potentially dive behind it or use the stuff that's there. You still have a really strong, taunt combo. And then the only thing you have to watch out for is clumping for VP. So, potentially making sure that whatever your 3-4 or 3-2 or 4-1 combination is, just see how they react as well. So that way you don't get stuck. But yes, obviously they took these two camps. They're going to still go for the top one here in a second. Pushing in. Plant's defended. That's a good taunt. He broke the ice shield there. Oh, we weren't focused. That's unfortunate. BFG! Nope, missed. So, just a little bit. Oh my gosh, Tootie. 20 health. Oh no, the stupid guy got you still. So, yeah, a little focus there if we're calling the taunt for the kill. I think Harkin easily can help you, but like we were focusing the building because we were pushing. So it's a little bit of communication because that guy would have died, and then bullet was up, right? It wasn't like it just came off of cooldown. So if we knew, so if we knew we were going for the kill, just being able to communicate a little bit tighter that the intent was go for a kill. Because you're right, like half health, taunt, like because you got the first hit with splash. You are hitting it. Like, you're hitting both, right? I think as soon as that taunt comes out, you fire your BFG if that's the plan.
Okay.
Because then, like, you're going to get the Lucio boops and the helps. So I'm like, it's another reason why the napalm is nice, is that it's not burst damage, but it doesn't disrupt your auto-attacking. Yeah. Also, it doesn't force your animation cancel. Because, like, you have to stop auto-attacking to get this like lineup, and then you're like also thinking about lining it up versus like the R just kind of happens. So unfortunate guess, but yeah. And then poor 2D ends up dying, like I said, just because of Lucio things. Bam. Oh well. So do we get top? I don't think we get top, and then we split to bottom. So if we were planning on taking top, right? Like I know Jaina just rezzed. Just being able to communicate where does Jaina go. Like we saw them take the mid camp, so you guys were able to clear the mid camp and get mid. Once we saw them take the top camp, you probably could have sent Jaina up there too. And visit, but as long as we get 2 keeps here, or 2 forts here, I don't think it matters. Blaze is probably in trouble. I don't see Zeratul. Where's their Zeratul? It's got to be going for core. Oh, nope, there he is. So there's no Lucio. We're overstayed. I think Oddthought just dies. I don't think there's anything you can do here. Oh, they actually... Huh. Nope. We all die. That's a great sound barrier. Nope. So, and then we took shields on 13, right? So we had a chance to live. Yep, beautiful. So, it's not... Yep, that's pretty much all we can do. That's a little bit of overstayed as well as what value that losing this fort early hurt. Because if we had that fort there, then definitely one or both of you would have lived instead of no one living. And then core box as hard as core can, but Gazlo has lifesteal and giant killer. We can probably get Gazlo though here. Oh, feel free to wait core. Don't force that. Like you already knew they were coming just to slow and you had the taunt. Yeah, ended up taking a little bit longer to get a kill instead of just the freebie. We're going home to answer their push. Bullet hits a little bit of a clear, so not bad. Clearing the minions, not too bad. Just a wall loss after our 2 deaths. Counter kill, sweet, we're still in this. If we look real quick at XP stuff, I think it's just minion waves at this point. So, hey, you're welcome, Oddthought. I didn't expect, or Harkin, I didn't expect anyone to actually chime in. I usually just go live and see what happens. So, but yeah, we just want to make sure that as we're looking at our XP here, like, we're actually behind on mercs now. And the mercs is just because of our presence on the map, right? They got the 2 mercs here while we were pushing. So, not the end of the world. Just something to think about. I think they got this one too because we were, after we died, they invaded and took this one. So, very much still in this game. Everything looks good. We're going to get this camp. So now, every seed is a do or die seed for us right now. Definitely we want to fight for ones that are on our side of the map. We just found them. We're a little split. Do we get the kill here? There's Ancestral. Looks like we broke the Ice Shatter on him again. Okay, how many ults did we trade? We blew Water Elemental. They blew Ancestral. Okay. I see Blaze is saying that Blaze is top. We're clearing seeds. We're looking to taunt Gazlowe. Are we just taunting the closest target that's a not tank? Is that the idea? Because now we're getting Wombo comboed, and Blaze wasn't... How close was Blaze? Because this almost feels like... Okay. So if we look a second at the map, macro-wise, we have an advantage middle. We're getting our lane pushed bottom, and we have a even wave here. So if we want to fight for the seed, obviously we're trying to stay on the halfway or the midpoint or whatever it may be. So it's how do you want to play this, right? Are we looking for a taunt here? Are we looking for a taunt here? Or are we actually looking for a fight up here? Right, like, it's all of them are options. It's more of which one fits our condition best. To me, we should be, A, finding where Zeratul is to make sure that we don't get flanked. That's my #1 scare right now, is, like, if we get VP'd in the back on Harkin, because then we won't be able to really protect Harkin. I like this from Core. Core's cleared the wave and is looking for the flank, right? So it looks like we're trying to collapse in this zone. If we're trying to collapse in this zone, that means Harkin has to come a little bit more forward, like start inching that way. Because before the taunt hits, like ideally Harkin's already hitting the target, whatever we're trying to taunt. Just so that way Hammer's already in range, versus Hammer having to spend time walking into range. And then here's the Zeratul. Not that I remembered seeing this on the play 2 seconds ago. Just, where are we trying to fight? What do we want to do? Because Zeratul wants to be on Harkin or Oddthought all game. Right? And we don't really have an answer for Zeratul outside of Bunker. And so if Bunker's the answer, then Bunker needs to be near the players. Right? So like I'm like, yes, we have VP, or sorry, yes, we have Sound Barrier, but Sound Barrier is to stop the AoE explosion that comes from like Gravitron and Jaws and everything else. Like, Sound Barrier isn't really meant to save you from a Zeratul. So, obviously, Harkin feels threatened, zooms away. Ice Wall hits 2. Stun hits 2. Like, this is... Yep, I'm like, there's the Wombo. Here it comes. And Sound Barrier got off. This is beautiful. Like, the fact that you actually got this off and saved people's lives is nuts. Oddthought, unfortunately, started running the only direction that he thought he could, which is south. And then, so he's on an island, he's going to die. Orphea dies. I like the Bunker, right? If Odd's running this way, or if Bunker and team are down here, you can do a little bit more with it. So right now it's 1 for 1, and then he VPs the Bunker. So Core's just got to do his best to live. If you don't know what to do when your team is VP'd, Core, you can always run into the VP. It's not ideal because then, like, obviously they're just going to use the same thing. So it's, you know, they're going to wombo combo on the VP already. But if you run back into the bunker or into the VP, you're not isolated by yourself taking damage. No one can damage you either. So you're running to the bunker. No, you're still fighting. So 2D went back in the bunker for extra damage. And then Zeratul comes back in. We punish Zeratul. Great taunt. So, see, our team should be more about protecting on this team fight. Like, I know not every hammer comp is a protect the hammer comp, but just that idea of what is our win condition. And our win condition is going to have to be fighting defensively when they wombo combo and they fail, or getting quick picks on rotations. But our rotations aren't fast because our best wave clear is in Jaina. So we kind of get this weird 50-50. So for me, I would have liked this whole fight. Like, you guys won the fight, so congratulations. Well played on both bunkers and sound barriers. But just, I would have liked to see the fight happen down here. Because then, you have, like, if you need to control vision out of this bush, you can put mines here. And now you have vision of the bush. And then bunker or Blaze can be down here, and Hammer can be, like, right here. So that way Hammer has routes up and south to retreat, instead of as soon as Zeratul jumped, the only way to retreat was north, which there was nobody able to help because they were in the ice wall. So just that idea of, like, let's control our entry exits better, so that way we can use Hammer, as well as look at what is the scariest thing on their team for their win condition. Because the only way they win this game is if they get wombo combos on you. Sure, late game 20 Zeratul might be able to solo people, but, like, if they land the VP into the ice wall, into the everything, like, then you might die. So, but well done. Like I said, we got our seed, we got our stuff, and so now we're jiving. We're going to take top for free because they're still dead. Yep. Alright, and then whoever's dead reses and gets bottom. Yep, good job, Jaina. Okay, they're still dead for 7 seconds. We're taking our camp because that's safe. Yep. And then we want to go where? Looks like we're going to just play for 20s. Okay, so 20 seconds. This is one. Right, C was just top mid, and so now went bottom for the last point of the 6. So as bad as it is to take a seat on the chin, the seat is so far away that it might be better to just push. Like, everyone push and Blaze stall. Because, like, no one on their team 1v1 is going to beat Blaze. And if Blaze is stalling safely and has bunker and all that stuff, like, you guys, it won't take long for you to get this building. Because, sure, they don't have a building here anymore to retreat to, because you guys took that one out. But just positionally, like, the best spot for Hammer to be, to contribute to this, is in this choke, which is in their favor, and in this choke, which will be in their favor. So it's like, how does Hammer contribute to invading something? And so, in my opinion, you either need a pick now, right? But you also have to answer macro things. So I would look to have Blaze clear bottom. Oh my gosh, you guys are just so far behind without tiny arm macro. I'm not sure how we do this. This is just a bad position to be in, so what gets you the least damage? So as much as I would like to see this push happen, I think you just have to clean up. You clean up, and Blaze can try and stall, and we're just going to lose the seed. So, but we're going to try and force it. So we find Mei. Hammer's not in range to be able to contribute to this. All I thought is, though, it's a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Oh, man, that was close. That was very close. And then the anti-wombo. Would we have gotten that if Hammer was there, like 2 seconds earlier? I don't think it would have changed that much. We actually have time. Is Hammer's Zing over. Hammer's running as fast as Hammer can. It's a good taunt. Okay. Core, save your stun half a second. Make sure you layer the stun a little bit better here. Because they get the D off here. If that shield doesn't come out, I think you actually do kill this. So this one here, I would have overlapped that stun just a tiny bit more to make sure that Mei doesn't get to push D. Yeah. And then, like I said, the Shattering Throw was used, but everybody's already throwing at the shield. So that's really unfortunate. What did we take on 16 here? Is it Roots? We took Armor Lower. Okay. Yeah, we don't have an Armor Rip on the team. So Armor Rip makes sense. So that way you would be able to burst the frontline target. Yeah, since we're going pick comp, Armor Rip, and then the thing that's rough is that Mei gets armor for free, right? Like on her level 4, she gets spell armor, so she's even harder to kill. So you taking Northern Exposure means that 25 armor. So you have 20% more damage on a she takes 20% reduced damage after using Cryo Freeze. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I still like the idea of taking the rooting one, because if you rooted the Mei here too, she can't use her E to get out because she's rooted. And so maybe you could have forced a little bit more to where we're not running into the choke. Oh, now we get Ice Walled. Is there Gazlowe Wombo combo? Okay, only hits one target. We walk into a Blizzard. We're forcing this fight. There's Zeratul. Zeratul VPs. Once again, if everyone else is in the VP, don't be afraid to walk into the VP because you can't get hurt if you're in the VP. Okay, Bunker came out on this side. Wow, this is chaotic. Alright. Oh! Call one thing, guys. We had the seed there, we forced a fight, and now I don't think we get the seed and we die. Yeah. So let's look real quick. Okay. So we blew Bunker because we were low health and are about to die, and it provides coverage for the other people. Okay. We're low health here. We're channeling. Do you have taunt, Moose? Moose has taunt. Oh, we lost vision. And the Q, like everyone threw abilities assuming the taunt was going to happen, but we lost vision because of the positioning. Yep. So I guess question is, looking at our health bars, are we, because we use Sound Barrier here, right? Which maybe was preemptive? I'm not sure where Zeratul went. Okay, Zeratul's north, so Zeratul must have blinked out, because our Sound Barrier didn't actually prevent any damage there. Which, it was chaos. I don't blame you for hitting Sound Barrier with how bouncy everybody was. But the person who needed Sound Barrier most would be Moose and Core, and both of them were in the bunker, so we overlapped our defensive tools. I can't believe that just barely missed. Like I said, just being able to have the vision there, so that way we could have actually gotten the taunt. Because you connected with the, like, desynced because you couldn't connect with the taunt. Yep, and we just get run down. Yep, late game Zeratul things. So, yeah. Like I said, I don't think you needed to force this. As much as, like, Seed is like, dangerous, that whole time we were playing and fighting, right? Like, you guys have the camp here top. It just got here. It's doing wall damage. Like, you're getting an advantage top. So, if we would have done, like I said, this pick attempt on Mei, I think was the perfect idea. Can we get the pick? Because if you can get the pick, then yes, we can start pushing in to try and actually push for the seed. Once the Mei pick didn't happen, I think we needed to just clean up. Like, it's not worth dying for. And you guys have good anti-siege with Hammer and with Blaze. So if they are to try and push into you, who's sieging on their team? Like, no one on this team actually hits buildings. They're gonna look for fights, and they're gonna look for wombo combos. So once we kill the Mei here or disengage from the Mei here, we can run away. We can clear this lane and get it pushed up to like here, and then this lane here would have been cleared and would have been pushed up to like here, and then we can make a decision on what to do, because the top plant isn't doing anything. The top plant is never going to hit this building with our camp pushing. So we effectively only have 2 lanes we have to care for, and the lane we care about the most is bottom. So if we had to all in on 5 and be here, right? Like, we at least have a chance to defend keeps versus fighting dangerously on their side, losing a fight, and then losing the game. So, because I think here you can't... Yeah, they already got the keep there, so they can go straight core right now. And there's 30 seconds of no one up for core. And the plant spawns all the way up here. Goodbye, oh, good juke. Not enough. Yep, GG's. So, yeah, I would say the first thing I would look at is what's our win condition, and Garden of Terror has a hard time being won through team fights, especially without late game scaling heroes. Hammer is a great scaling hero, right? At 20, you get tons of damage for late game sieging and turtling, but I guess I just question, like, if we're looking for that macro style kind of 1v1 split push, we need to make sure that between our like tank plus support or off lane, that we can also grab more macro or be ahead on macro rotations. Because the hammers, no matter what lane you put hammer in, hammer's going to be pretty much kind of isolated by themselves for a while. So you're not going to really depend on hammer to camp. Like, hammer can help camp, right? Like, kind of what you guys did here. Like, you kind of did that cheesy camp thing. That's a great idea, and you should do that with your hammer. So it's like, but so I'm like, okay, once you guys complete that camp, say it's like, and Jaina does this camp, Jaina has to immediately go to this camp, or you're going to be out of mana, right? Like, there's not enough mana to do 2 camps early game as Jaina. So you have to pick what you want to do, and then that's where the Blizzard problem comes in, because Jaina becomes a great camper at 7 once you get Ice Fury Wand, because then Jaina can camp and wave clear, just needs to be able to time in those auto attacks to weave it. So I think overall, like, we took 1 or 2 just kind of awkward fights, and then it just seems like our win condition was unfortunately a lot of counter engage and hoping that they would mess up, because like we don't have a great way to get ahead on the map. So if we wanted to do this a little bit more macro-y, I probably would have, if Rhaegar was unfortunately first picked, then okay, that happens. But like, I would have pushed for either a tank that does bring some wave clear, or some things like even ETC brings more wave clear than Varian for the macro oriented side of things. I know Varian doesn't have the point, or ETC doesn't have the point and click stun and doesn't have protect, but I don't know. I think that's more of where I would have gone, is making sure that we had enough clear and rotations so we could actually find Zeratul and not let him just run all over us. And then we have Bunker, so let's make sure we position to be able to save our people from Zeratul. And then don't be afraid to run into a VP. So overall, this game is not that bad. It's actually pretty close, I think, up until that last game, that last fight. Let's see. Before this fight, you guys are up in XP, right? So like, you guys are doing the right things. Let's take a look. Yeah, passive's even. You guys are up a structure. They have a couple mercs on you because you guys traded effectively mercs for objective. And then you're up on minions, and you got a couple more hero kills. Like, overall, to me, I'm like, this is a very even game, and you guys are set. The difference here is, how do we handle, you know, them getting the objective? Because if they're going to be 3 of 3, if it's like they're like GG, you know, they're going to have Sky Temples, yeah, you have to go to the temples, because the temples will win the game by themselves. Even though the web weave or the plants are going to push, right? Like, the most dangerous thing right now is bottom lane. So once this failed, we could send. So Jaina could run up, blizzard this camp, or blizzard mid, run away. Everyone rotates down here. We take this camp, right? We take this camp and clear this. They capture the seed. Now we have a camp, and we can 5-man defend this bottom lane. The top plant does nothing. The mid plant gets this building, sure. But, like, you guys defend this safely as 5, and then you can rotate over here and clear this. I think that's how you cut your losses when they have a 3 of 3 here, instead of trying to force into their zone. And then we got really close. We almost made it work. It's just, it's really hard to grab some of these people when they have so many tools to gust, counter engage type of stuff. Like VP, Black Hole, not only are they good for wombo combo setups, but they're also good for disengages. And so they have a lot of abilities to mess us up. So I want to look at that Varian thing real quick one more time, because I'm shocked that you didn't connect with her. So Zeratul is here.
Bush taunt.
The bush taunt. Oh, you were already channeling the beat before the VP came in. Okay. Now I understand. No flame 2D, you did fine. So right here, you have your Q. If you're looking for this, it needs to be Q first.
Yep. Vision, I guess, right?
For vision, exactly, because we don't know how many are here. So we need to figure out, what are we doing? Are we playing for the seed, or are we playing for this pick? Because look where Harkin is again. Not that this is not that Harkin's out of position, just remembering where the hammer range is, which is why the Varian kinda sorta makes sense, kinda sorta doesn't. Like, Varian has the taunt, so if someone dives in deep or something, sure, Varian can taunt the Zeratul. But, like, Varian doesn't really... Varian goes in, Hammer cannot. So, like, you literally connected, didn't have taunt, bush, now I can't taunt. That is something like, so if the Q came first, you would have had vision of her, as well as it gives her the slow, so you have the time to taunt. Because everybody was on top of it. You guys actually have... Yeah. Potentially we overused abilities, because even 2D used the wall slide thing to try and get range for the final kill. So, but yeah, if that pick happens, like, you guys still probably don't win this seed. Because Zeratul's coming, and Zeratul is going to harass 2D core, so they can't channel, which means they're backing up, which means Harkin has to try and defend, and it's not going to go well. Like, your resources are limited, no one has ultimates. Like, it's going to be ugly. It's just the fact that we didn't get Orphea meant that they got that much more, and then we overcommitted, so now 2D overstays to try and get you out, and so 2D dies next because it's Zeratul things, and then Core dies from Wrath to Nerazim resets, then Hammer can't run away. I don't know if Hammer had Z. I don't know if Hammer had Z or not. Hammer does have Z, so Hammer could have Z'd. Oh no, Hammer Z'd up here probably to try and help. Oh no. Okay, Hammer did Z, but Hammer ran. Oh, we re-siege thinking that we were going to keep fighting. No, that's a full run. Unfortunate. So, oh well. GG's, guys. Not too bad. So, I'd say take a step at a time. I wouldn't give up on Hammer comps or things, just remembering where we want to position our damage and what is their strength.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to
You don't know if you wanted what?
play a Varian into it, unless it's like it's a thing.
The Varian...
If I get a pick, no one can follow up with it. Hammer can't follow up on it.
Correct. Varian plus Hammer feels a little weird. Like I said, I said, I'm like, if you had... Yeah. I'm like, if we had ETC or someone that can position and to be able to, like, protect or do things, that makes a little more sense. Or...
Well, my thought process for this when I was going to go originally wanted to, which is that's it, and then just point control.
You talking away from your mic because that was super quiet.
What? Oh yeah. So my thing is low. Yeah, so I wanted to do stitches with the bile, and then do point control, right?
So you guys are going to play for more of an objective-based composition.
That's what I wanted to do with the hammer, like to be on objective and stuff, right? Because she's really good with it and stuff. That's what I thought we were going to do, and then they're like, no, take Varian because of the May.
Oh, for the shield
and
for the shatter throw?
Yeah, and I get the shatter throw. It's really good and stuff like that. But then, like I said, of how I can't get picks, right? So I'm losing that aspect of it, right? So, because I have no one to really follow up with it besides Jaina.
And if you're trying to kill the tank type of composition, it's a lot different for Mei than it is for like Joe, because Mei still has an out.
Right.
Yep. Like so I'm like Joe doesn't. So if you shield shatter Joe, right? Like Joe's already in the like I'm trying to leave. This is my leave button, and you're like your leave button is gone, which is much different than like Mei's trying to live, like, and is just panic pushing the button. So like yes, you might be able to get the delete, but like I still think it's good into Mei because you're removing one of her buttons. Like you're trading a button for a button. It's just that Mei still has the E to be able to get out. So it's not the end of the world. I think but if Hammer was already picked, you guys probably will not be a pick comp. You know what I mean? Like if the counter
Hammer was last pick.
So we last picked Hammer.
Yeah. Hark went AFK, so I don't know if he actually would have picked the Hammer if he was not AFK, but he picked his character, went AFK, and then they picked the Gazlo and everything else.
Yeah.
Which may not have been the best thing, but
that's okay. It happens.
Like, it works.
I'm like, like I said, I don't think it's terrible. I just think that like we have to play more towards our strengths of our whole team, and and if the person you're taunting is supposed to be truly blown up, right? Then like we need to change our ults. Like this needs to be Ring of Frost if we're truly trying to blow up somebody, right? Like just because then you've got the damage, and then like I like the idea on the BFG, like Hark was talking. I just I don't know. I didn't see the like what's the damage difference on this two? So you do on impact, right? Like it does half damage on impact. Right? So yes, you have less burst by half. But you have something that's every 6 seconds and provides more zone denial and poke, turn in, stall, and siege damage, like, right? And this doesn't do any siege damage. So like that's kind of where I was like, I get it. Like to me this is chosen like because I need it to help secure the divers, or I need it to help secure something that I can't be in range for. And so like when was Bullet used in this last fight? I think Bullet was used on the Mei kill, right? We tried to kill it on the Mei.
Think so?
Yep.
Seed is about to sprout, heroes. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, such a good pick too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so the Bullet did come out.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I said I'm like this one isn't. Yeah, this one I think we need overlap's done a little bit better, and then root here, so that way Mei can't E out like that. So, but yeah, I said I'm like I don't know if Bullet. Yeah, I think I would have liked the other one. There are situations for Bullet, but it just feels awkward trying to be a front to back comp with Hammer sometimes. So.
Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't sure like what we were trying to do after we picked the Varian, because like I said, we had this comp, and then they were like, again, they wanted to take the Varian because the Orphea for one, and then they chose the Mei, and they're like, oh, that's really good into Mei as well. And I was like, okay. Like I wasn't like super convinced on it, but I went with it anyway.
That's fine. Yeah, I don't think it's terrible. It's just something to look at and say, how do we answer what we're doing? And then looking at their tools, what are they trying to do to us?
Yeah.
Because the big thing for me is, what's the Zeratul answer? and you guys have bunker, you have roots, right? Like those are the
Mm-hmm.
two answers for Zeratul, and like we didn't position like we needed to protect hammer, and then we didn't take the root.
That's
So
the thing. Yeah.
so that's
I've,
so yeah, little
I was
things
gonna
like
say-
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say if anything more no, I might have played a little bit too aggressively for what we were trying to do. And then again, if we were trying to play for objective based or even macro stuff, then I think at the start of the game we were super late to get to objectives. So
Yeah, that one that we gave away for
with the
free
comp.
was sad, but like I said,
yeah,
cool. All right, well done.
So-
We'll learn. We'll do some more. So I'll catch you guys
Yep,
later.
no, for sure. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'll post it like normal. Talk to you later.
Later.